All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're digging into one of the hottest topics in education right now, AI in the classroom. We're going to unpack a brand new study that looks past all the hype and all the fear to see how tools like ChatGPT are actually changing how students work. I mean, this is the big question, right? It's what every teacher, parent, and student is wondering. Is this technology a total game changer for learning, or is it a shortcut to, not learning at all? That's the real tension we're going to explore. So, to get some real answers instead of just opinions, we're diving into some actual data. A group of researchers over in Indonesia decided to tackle this question head on, giving us this incredible snapshot of what's happening on the ground. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of this study. Who exactly did they talk to? What were they looking for? And how'd they piece it all together? So the researchers focused on 55 university students who were in their final semester, so a pretty crucial time in their academic careers. And the big idea was to see if there was a real link between how students felt about ChatGPT and how good their final research proposals actually were. To figure this out, they didn't just use one method. They used surveys to get the hard numbers, and they also had students write short essays to get the personal stories behind that data. First things first, let's look at what the numbers tell us. The survey data gives us a really clean, statistical picture of what's going on. And the first major takeaway is simple, but it's so important. A student's attitude toward ChatGPT has a direct impact on how well it works for them. Perception really is a huge piece of the puzzle. Okay, so check this out. The researchers found that a student's positive attitude towards ChatGPT could predict a full 16% of the quality of their proposal. Let me put that a different way. The more a student believed the tool was useful and helpful, the better their final work actually turned out to be. It's a clear connection. Now for the second big finding from the data. And this one might actually bust a few myths you've heard about who uses tech and how. So the study looked specifically for differences between male and female students, and they found basically none. There was no significant difference in how they viewed the tool's usefulness and no real gap in the quality of their work based on gender. When it comes to ChatGPT, it seems to be an equal opportunity tool. All right, let's move past the pure statistics for a minute. The study also captured what the students themselves had to say, and this is where you really see the messy, nuanced reality of what it's like to use AI for school, both the good and the bad. On the positive side of things, students were using ChatGPT like a Swiss Army knife. It was helping them brainstorm ideas when they got stuck, find some starting points for research, and even build out the whole structure for their proposals. And they also used it for really practical stuff, like translating text or just helping rephrase a complicated sentence to make it sound better. And this quote from a student really shows you how they were using it. They said, "I ask how to structure the proposal to make it more connected and outline the main topics being studied." So you see, it's not just about getting easy answers. It's about using it as a partner to help organize your own thoughts and make your argument stronger. But of course, it wasn't a perfect relationship. The students were also very clear about the problems. Two big issues came up over and over. First, they knew that ChatGPT can just be flat out wrong sometimes. And second, there was this very real worry that relying on it too much was actually making them, lazy thinkers. This quote, wow, it just gets right to the heart of the whole debate. One student wrote that, "It makes us lazy to think since this application provides all answers to our statements." And that really nails the central fear, doesn't it? That all this convenience might be taking away the healthy struggle that's essential for real learning. So after all that, what are we supposed to do? The study doesn't just drop these findings on us, it actually points us toward a path forward for how we can all navigate this completely new world. The researchers basically give us two clear action items. First, don't just ban these things. Instead, give students real training on how to use them the right way, effectively and ethically. And second, schools and universities have to step up and provide guidance. They need to teach students how to question and analyze AI-generated answers so they don't fall for the junk. And that really brings us to the final, most important question. This study shows us that ChatGPT isn't the best friend or the worst enemy. It's a tool. An incredibly powerful tool, for sure, with amazing potential and some serious dangers. So the real question for all of us isn't if we'll use AI, but how. How do we harness all that power to make us smarter without letting it take over the thinking for us? That's the challenge, and it's one we're all going to have to figure out together.